Present Counsel Cahill, absent Counsel Capano. Present Counsel Calucci. Present Counsel Creighton. Present Counsel Seer. Present Counsel Ford. Present Counsel Lozey. Present Counsel Net. Present Counsel Phelan. Present Counsel Trahan. Present, 10 present.
Can we all please rise for a moment of silence? I'd like to invite Junior Mejia up to the podium to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance. Council Black, do you have a motion to suspend the rules?
I make a motion to suspend the rules.
Okay, to go to the presentation from Connery Elementary School. Thank you. It's my honor on behalf of the City Council and Councilor Pete Capano, who is the Ward 6 Councilor and an avid supporter of the Connery Elementary School, to call up to the podium this evening the principal of the Connery Elementary School, Mary Dill.
Connery School Second Annual Awards Night. I'm Dr. Latham. We are so thrilled to have you here, Council President. We're going to start off the evening with the national anthem played by our grade 4 student named Genesis Beecham. You will be amazed. Genesis is also one of our top students that will be given an award tonight. Connery School has had a changeover for the past 2 years. Myself, the staff, are all in our second year of this level 4 school. We have made very important progress with the students in the building. They have worked very hard. The teachers have been very dedicated to what we need to do there. After our first year with the new staff, we made adequate yearly progress in English language arts and in math, so we met the goals that we set for ourselves for our first year. We had a fabulous summer school last year, and we had Saturday schools all during this year. This summer, we plan to have a 4-week summer school program, The kids will go to school Monday through Thursday, and we have field trips on Fridays for them. We're taking them to the aquarium, we're taking them to the Museum of Science, we're taking them to the North Shore Music Theater to see Goldilocks and the Three Bears for a Friday show. And we also have a field trip to play miniature golf in Middleton. So we have some really nice Friday events for these kids. None of our goals could have been made without Dr. Latham's support. We have been funded for all of the projects that we need by her, and we have been supported continuously by her. The parent groups at Connery School, as you can see, we have a very high number of PTO parents here tonight, and I commend you. We are so happy that you have been such a great asset for this school. The students have made remarkable strides, not just academically, but working on character and working on the social emotional piece that comes with our kids. The school council that is here tonight that is going to be recognized started a chain of kindness throughout the building. You might have seen it this week in the item. We wrote down any kind of kindness that the students did in kindergarten through grade 5 and brought that chain of kindness to Meeting Field last week. We had pizza there. We worked with the Thurgood Marshall Middle School, English High School, and Cobbett and made a chain around Meeting Field. And then, to their dismay, we walked back to Connery. So that was a field trip they hadn't expected. Usually they got on a bus. We walked, they were fabulous, and they are great kids. So we are here tonight to honor the top reader in each grade, and our school council that has done such a fabulous job at Connery. And I commend you. Thank you. Mrs. Stacy Phelan, who is my program specialist. She has done a fabulous job in her first year. For those of you not sure what a program specialist, they do everything and anything that falls under the veil of principal, vice principal, curriculum teacher. They kind of take care of anything and everything that needs to be done. She's done a fabulous job, and she's going to introduce our top readers in kindergarten through grade 5 that are gorgeous and sitting here in the front row.
Good evening. I'd like Mr. Capano to come up and join me in giving out the awards to the students, please. I'll start with kindergarten. We have a young lady here tonight. Her name is Isu Mu. She immigrated here this year from Thailand. She came to us with no English skills at all. And we now have a top reader in kindergarten. And we call her, and she's our little friend Imu. And she's coming up right now. But basically, she worked very hard all year in kindergarten. Thank you. A student in Miss Hubert's classroom, and Miss Hubert is a first-year teacher with us at Connery and is doing a fabulous job. Our second student is Dewash Puckrell, and he's in Mrs. Palladino's classroom. Dewash was chosen as a recipient as Best Reader Award based on his high fluency in reading. However, he was also selected for this award based on his eagerness to learn every day when he comes to school. It's a little intimidating for them when it comes up here behind you, by the way. Okay, the third person we have is Giselle Munoz. She's in Mrs. Oak's room, grade 2. Gisela has demonstrated that she has been a top student and a top leader in our 2nd grade this year, and she has been with us ever since she arrived in kindergarten. We thank her. Okay, we have our 3rd grader next. Our 3rd grader is Michael Lopez. He is in Mr. Conlin's homeroom. Michael was chosen to receive this award by all of the 3rd grade teachers based on his high performance in reading. Michael has proven to be a student leader and a high achiever ever since kindergarten at the Connery School. It's my honor to recognize Genesis Vieto from our 4th grade. You heard her playing the violin when we had opening ceremonies. Genesis was a top scorer on our MCAS. She had a perfect score in 3rd grade on the MCAS last year, and she's a very well-rounded school leader. She gets involved in many activities. Our last award recipient for Best Reader would go to Diana Alvarado. Diana has been a student at the Connery School for all 6 years. Diana has always been a great student and has a tremendous success in our school. We are sad to see her move on to middle school, but we know she's going to do just as well there. I'd like to bring up Mrs. Katzos, who is going to now recognize our student council. Mrs. Katzos is our grade 5 teacher. She took on the task of organizing our student council. She has many good ideas to even expand it next year, and we've been thrilled to have her.
Good evening. This year, I have had the pleasure of coordinating student council affairs. The 2011-2012 student council is comprised of 18 of the hardest working, most charitable students the Connery School has to offer. Our 5th grade representatives were elected both by their fellow students and staff. They all delivered a campaign speech to their peers and teachers expressing why they would make a good Connery School representative and how they would contribute to improving our school. We also have 3 4th graders on our council. These students were nominated by their teachers and have worked alongside our 5th graders to promote interest and participation in school service among the students in the younger grades. A major endeavor of our student council this year has been the food bank delivery. On a bi-weekly basis, these students work tirelessly, receiving, organizing, and distributing donations of nutritious food for our youngest and perhaps neediest students at the Connery School. This was a huge undertaking for a group of elementary students. However, I must emphasize how well these children stood up to the challenge. They were motivated to help and dedicated to accomplishing our goal week after week. It required teamwork and efficiency, some muscles, and a positive attitude. I could not be more proud of their community spirit and commitment to school service. They truly are leaders. The positive impact this year's Student Council has had on the Connery School community has inspired staff and students to envision an even more active and involved Student Council next year. Our plans for moving forward include increasing the Student Council's role in peer leadership activities. We plan to formalize our system for collecting, researching, and acting upon suggestions for school improvement from staff and students of all grade levels. Finally, we would like to coordinate a field trip to visit our own Lynn City Hall and meet with City Council representatives so that we may better understand the responsibilities of a representative council and how they serve their community. So without further ado, I'll announce the names of the individual students who humbly and honorably served our student council Connery School community on the 2011-2012 student council. Genesis Beato. Kaylin Bluford. Christopher Chan. Sophia Chow. Grace Desahula. Rithi Ang. Andrea Estrella. And I believe Jessica Kiev is here. I'm sorry, Jessica is here. Sandy Lopez. Junior Mejia. Andy Mota. Avon Nguyen. Tuet Nguyen Nguyen. Ethelblay Thaw. Amanda Tron. Alexandra Aguilera. I should have mentioned Alex is my secretary, and without her this year, the student council would have been lost. She's hard working. Our vice president there for any job, Rodrigo Aguilar. most grateful to our Student Council President, Jennifer Robles.
Thank you, Mrs. Katsas. That was great. I'd like to introduce you now to our School Community Support Liaison. Mrs. Laura McGahee Marquez has been working at Connery School now for the second year. She's put together a fabulous PTO. She's worked tirelessly to get us community partners and to get resources for our students and parents at Connery School. She's going to come up, introduce our PTO, and give out some awards for our community partners. Laura?
Good evening, how are you? Buenas noches, ¿cómo están? Bien. So this past 2 years have been completely innovative for our school. The parent participation has been extremely rewarding for our students and our community. We have been able to put together a PTO that consists of president, vice president, secretary, treasurer, and a parent advocate. They have been working tirelessly themselves, engaging all of our families and all of our students to participate in achievement at our school. And it's been extremely, like I said, very rewarding to have them and to be a part of their parent-teacher association. They have hosted teacher breakfasts. They have hosted many fundraising events in partnership with some of our community vendors. And they have really rallied up to just collaborate with everyone and get everyone together in our home for our school to be a community. I'd like to call out now our student PTO. Maximo Perez was chosen as the president this year. Joseph Chavez is our vice president. Irma Pena is our secretary. Maria Espina is our treasurer. And Sonia Monterio is our parent advocate. Thank you so much. Thank you again for everything you do for our students, our families, and our teachers. We really appreciate it. So now we want to acknowledge our community partners. I'd like for Jennifer Morley to come up from Costco's. They provided the Connery School with 500 book bags at the beginning of the year, stuffed with folders, rulers, pencils, scissors, erasers, and they also held a coat drive over at Costco's in Danvers, and they gave our families 300 brand new winter coats, and then they also allocated about 150 used coats, but they brought them to the cleaners, and it was just the most amazing partnership that we've had. They also provided the snacks this afternoon. I'd like to call up Jeff LeBrasser. He is the manager over at the McDonald's in the Linway. Steve Rabba couldn't be here today, but Jeff has partnered up with Connery to hold and host parent nights there, and they have been extremely fun. Kids come in and parents just get to meet each other and collaborate with each other, and they've made many donations to our school PTO. I'd like to call up Joyce McDonald from the Greater Boston Food Bank. They have provided us with the backpack program over at the Connery School, amongst other schools in Lynn. They have provided every other week backpacks and additional or supplemental foods for parents to bring home and students to have over the weekend. It's been a complete blessing to have them work with us and our families and provide all of our families with all this supplemental aid. And last but not least, I'd like to call Teresa Hurley up here from the Lynn Public Library. They have basically helped in collaboration with our full-time librarian that we have, Lori Krumiak. They have helped us get almost every child and family a public library card. And I mean, that's amazing in itself for the whole literacy component and to just help our kids have an additional place to go study that's quiet. And they also provide a lot of free programming for our parents, and they have gotten to do a lot of activities with their children over the summer.
So thank you so much for coming out tonight. That concludes our program. I want to thank Dr. Latham. I know her schedule in the last few weeks has been endless. The dear lady doesn't get home until after many evening functions. And when I spoke with her last night and reminded her that we were here, the first thing she said was, "I will be there." And she is always here. So I appreciate that. Connery School that came tonight, thank you very much. You are a dedicated group of professionals, and our kids are very lucky to have this group of teachers at Connery School, I will tell you. They work tirelessly. They're any aspect of any kind of thing that needs to be done there. There isn't anything I ask, there isn't anything that we want to promote there, and there is nothing that they can't do. So I commend the staff at Connery School, and thank you for coming. Councilor Phelan, Mrs. Phelan, councilors, thank you for having us tonight. We really appreciate it. This kids loved the thoughts all day long. We couldn't wait to get out of school, to get dressed, to come here tonight. So we truly appreciate that. Parents, thank you for bringing your children out tonight. Don't forget, next Tuesday night is our open house. We have many events planning for next Tuesday night, and I wish you all a very happy evening. Thank you for coming.